It's a trap!
Why did I say that it's trap? Well, actually, Admiral Akbar said that it was a trap. And he was right, but he was already into the mire. He was already in the trap. This video hopefully will help you avoid the trap. So, before I get to the raison d'être, that's French, before I get to the reason for this video, I want to tell you the basis for the video. So here you have the DJI Ronin S. Here I have my DJI Ronin S. I don't know why I'm doing a French accent. Forget what I'm doing. This is a counterweight for your gimbal. Clearly, it's needed on the Ronin S with this particular setup. So I went online and I tried to find a counterweight system for the Ronin S specifically because there are plenty of counterweights for, these third-party manufactured gimbals that are not DJI, and that's okay, but clearly the DJI Ronin S has different dimensions to it than the other counterweight systems that are being marketed and sold. And so I wanted to find a particular one that would fit because the arms of the Ronin S are not the same dimensions as other gimbals, and so finding the right counterweight can be a little frustrating. I found this counterweight, and I'll tell you where I found it at the end of the video. I'll tell you why it may be good or bad, but right now, just pay attention to me trying to fiddle around with this system. This, I think, goes to a problem with gimbals in general. The problem with this gimbal, the problem with every other gimbal, which is it doesn't have built-in counterweight system. How much trouble would it really be to put in some screw holes, along the arms? Would it be that much difficulty for Ronin S, for DJI to actually do that, to implement that within the chassis? Of course not. They have all these other holes and screws and things that they planned with this gimbal. They knew they were going to expand this gimbal to add a plethora of additional accessories, and they really could have put in some additional screw holes so that you can screw in counterweights. You didn't have to worry about going out and trying to find something that would fit the arms. And it would be a lot cheaper for the consumer. But the Ronin S doesn't have that capacity, that capability. And neither does any other gimbal that I know of. Wait a second. So as the gimbal manufacturer, that counterweights are going to be necessary for your gimbal because cameras and camera operators and the type of lenses and just the whole rig is going to be different from user to user. No gimbal is going to be able to fit everybody's needs. So why not put in screw holes? Why not have that already built in? It's a small feature, but it's a painstakingly easy feature for you to implement. And by the way, the last several minutes I've been talking here, you've noticed, haven't you, how difficult it is for me to find a place to put this thing. And if you do find a place to put it, now you gotta rebalance the whole thing. Oh, you see, this could easily have been avoided. It could have been avoided by DJI doing the right thing, which is being generous. Be a little generous. In fact, every gimbal manufacturer out there, be a little generous. Put in a few screw holes on your arms, put in a few screw holes on the chassis, make it a little easier. Okay, so enough of that rant. This is Lanpart. Lanpart. What is Lanpart? It's a Chinese company. Lanpart sells all sorts of weird accessories. They do have an accessory for the DJI Ronin S, and they have a counterweight system. And I stumbled across this months ago. And I was almost about to buy it. it costs a substantial amount of money. Do you see how much it costs? It costs $35, I think. And this is what it does. It latches onto the arm of the gimbal, and it comes with these counterweights, and you screw those on, and it weighs 170 grams or something like that. And this is how you solve the counterweight problem. Now, here they're showing it with the Blackmagic 4K camera. Don't worry about that. If you click on this link, it'll send you to AliExpress. You don't want to go to AliExpress. You know why? Because it's going to cost you almost $20 shipping and handling. And then you're going to have to wait at least a week to get this thing, if you ever get it. The total price is almost $60. $60 for this tiny piece of metal. The alternative is on Amazon. For about $13, you can get very nearly the same thing delivered to you, Prime shipping, if you happen to have Amazon Prime. This is actually made for smaller gimbals for your phone, but as you just saw in the video, you can in fact use it on the Ronin S and any other gimbal you may have.